back. More than 1 million refugees and migrants have entered Europe in 2015, fleeing the war in Syria and other conflict zones, as well as crises in Africa, the Middle East and Asia. 2015's influx has been the largest migration episode since the Second World War. Here now is Guy Henderson with more.
The International Organization for Migration's figures are accurate as of the 21st of December, and they show that just over 1 million irregular migrants and refugees have entered Europe, mostly by sea and mostly via 6 countries on the borders of the European Union. It's a 5-fold increase on 2014. It's been a far more deadly year for those crossings as well. One of the interesting things to note from these figures is just how radically the route has changed for most of those people fleeing and trying to find a safe haven. So if you look at the United Nations total for 2014 for Italy, for example, the figure there at about 170,000. This year, so far, just over 150,000. So not an increase, and perhaps even a decrease at the end of 2015, because of course there are still a few days to go. But then compare that to Greece. 2014, a total figure of 43,500. This year, with just a few weeks to go, that total figure is at 821,000 people. That's nearly a 19-fold increase. It's also interesting to note from these figures that the vast majority of the people coming into Europe now and fleeing to claim asylum are coming from just 3 countries. Syria, the largest number, followed by Afghanistan and then Iraq. And the IOM also notes that because most of these people are now coming through the Balkans route and Macedonia is only letting through those 3 nationalities, the rest are being trapped and simply cannot get through. Now these figures come just a week or so after the United Nations' figures showed that 60 million people worldwide are now displaced. It may go beyond that as well, and that is roughly, by some estimates, the same number of people within Europe who were displaced during the Second World War. Guy Henderson, CCTV, Berlin.
The Director General of the United Nations says the migrant and refugee crisis is outpacing the humanitarian effort and a more global approach is needed to tackle the problem. Speaking in Geneva, Michael Moller said finding an effective solution to the problem was a top priority for the UN in 2016. He called for greater global support and for countries to realize that asylum seekers, refugees and migrants can bring social and economic benefits to both national and global economies. He added that UN agencies would be playing an instrumental role in helping countries solve the issue.
Many UN agencies based here in Geneva will play an instrumental role in helping countries reach those targets. In order to do so in a way that actually has the maximum impact, we as a system and we as a system with our partners are going to have to find seriously improved ways of collaboration and of integrating our work in a way that will have the greatest impact. The second priority is going to be the need to find effective solutions to the migration and refugee crisis. More than 125 million people in the world need humanitarian assistance today. The UN has just, and its humanitarian agencies have just appealed for $20.1 billion to bring urgent help to 87 million people in 37 countries. Funding is essential, but as I said, while member states give more money to humanitarian aid than ever before, the needs keep growing and outpacing what is on offer, and this is, of course, becoming a problem.